it's Quincy from All Ears, and I am here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort for a full resort tour. We're gonna check out the rooms, the pools, the food, do a full walk around, so you don't wanna miss it. It's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm ready, I hope you are too. Let's get going. Alright, so I just arrived here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort. I was directed by the security guard at the entrance directly to my building, considering my room is already ready, and I used the mobile check-in feature. I did drive, so with parking you do have to pay $15 a night at the Disney Value Resorts, but I drove right up to my room, did not have to go by the front desk since I used that mobile check-in feature. I just did all the checking in advance, and then I got a text message and a notification when my room is ready. And now here I am, headed into my Lion King family suite. All right, I have arrived in possibly the cutest hotel room I've ever seen in my entire life. And I got super excited as soon as I opened the door. So I'm super excited to take a look around. I hope you are too. Let's check out this Lion King family suite. All right, disclaimer, I don't have any fun hats or glasses or eye patches this time because when you book a room here, you can select a specific family suite if you want one. The Finding Nemo suites, I believe, are a little bit more expensive than the Cars and Lion King suites, but you can also book family suite, generic, and just get assigned what room is available when you get here, which is what I did. It's a little bit cheaper to do that, and I've ended up here in a Lion King room. So moral of the story is I didn't know that I needed to bring lion ears. I also don't have those, so it would have been a whole thing. Anyway, pretend. I'll be doing lots of Lion King quotes, so it's fine. So here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, there are a couple of different types of rooms. There are standard, regular old value hotel rooms, like you'll see in the Little Mermaid section, but the other buildings, the Cars buildings, the Lion King buildings, and the Finding Nemo buildings are all family suites. So we're in a pretty big room right now. Probably the biggest hotel room I've toured so far. So real quick, let's do a little overview before we get into the details, into the deets, before we Hakuna Matata it up in here. So first you walk in and you've got kind of this dining area, sort of little entryway room. On the left here, hello, there's a bathroom. The first of two bathrooms. Then you sort of enter into a living space here. Got a full living room, there's a couch, TV, whole shebang. Then across here, we have the master bedroom, I should say it would be. And then heading into the bathroom here, you've got another bathroom. So this one has a stand-up shower instead of a tub. As you might have guessed, these rooms can accommodate up to 6 guests comfortably. This sofa is a sofa bed. This table, you might recognize, we've seen a similar thing at All-Star Movies and Pop Century, is actually a Murphy bed, pulls down. We'll check that out in a little bit. And then of course there is the queen bed. So let's look around. Am I supposed to remember these birds from The Lion King? Because I certainly do not. I know Zazu, but who are these guys? All right, so in our little dining room, you've got this nice Murphy bed with all these birds from Lion King on it. The table has bugs and grubs on it, which in any other circumstance, I would not want to eat where I see bugs, but that one scene in The Lion King, those bugs look amazingly delicious.
Slimy, yet satisfying.
Don't judge me, you know you think it too. The chairs are leaves, which I like, and then of course you've got 2 little side table units in here. Check out the floors. They are sort of like rocky, pebbly sort of texture. I actually don't love it. My feet are kind of like sticking, like I'm hearing like a squelching noise. It's making me not want to take off my shoes in here, but it definitely does help with the theme. So you win some, you lose some. In this main room, you have sort of a mini little kitchenette area, which is awesome. This is definitely an amenity you don't typically see in Disney hotel rooms, much less value Disney hotel rooms. On our kitchenette, you've got an icebox and cups. You've got little plates for things for the microwave. A microwave, which is like the holy grail of things to find in a hotel room, in my opinion. I'm the queen of leftovers, so I am so excited I actually don't have to eat them cold later. Coffee machine with Joffrey's coffee and tea, as well as some creams and stirs and things like that. a sink in here. That's one of 3 sinks in this hotel room. Under the table, or under the sink, you've got fire extinguisher, some extra paper towel, because there is actually a paper towel rack up here with paper towels. Another thing you don't really see in Disney hotel rooms. And finally, in this little kitchenette, there is this pretty large mini fridge. This is bigger than the standard mini fridges we see at Disney World hotel rooms. It's got a lot of space in there. You could certainly have groceries for a couple of days stored in this fridge pretty easily, I'd say. I do feel like Simba in here. It's a lot of space. And what's interesting about these rooms is that they are more expensive than a typical value room, of course, but they are less expensive than any other suite you'll find on Disney property. We'll go over pricing in a little bit, but this is going to be probably in the $400 to $500 per night range, which for this much space on Disney property is pretty fair, especially when you consider that that's what you'd pay for a regular sized hotel room at 400 square feet in some of the deluxe resorts or even moderate resorts. There's these giraffes on the wall. I look like a baby giraffe, so these guys are my friends. Have you guys seen in The Lion King 2 when they're singing that one song when Kovu gets kicked out? I love Kovu, by the way. We stan Kovu. He's the best sequel character in the whole world. But there's that one part where he gets kicked out of the Pride, and there's like a sassy zebra and giraffe, and they're like, deception, disgrace. It's a lot to deal with, and I think about that daily, which might reflect on me poorly. All right, you've got this couch here, which is a sofa bed, so we'll be checking out how comfortable that is in just a minute. It's got enough space on it. There's actually a good amount of seating here. There is also this sort of like scoopy shaped chair, as well as these sort of ottoman stool, movable, multi-purpose seats. And I guess if you wanted to, you could sit right here, although you would not be able to see the TV. And then, of course, you have 4 chairs in here you could pull in. So with this room fitting 6 people, they definitely have the seating for 6 people. Couch comfort-wise, not the most comfortable couch I've sat on. These cushions are kind of like not the most plush fabric in the world because they do come off. And it's not like I kind of feel like if I sat here for too long, my back would start to hurt. But I would watch TV on this couch. I'd take a gander at the television and watch Stacy do the Disney must-dos. Or not Stacy, just watch this regular old screen. I'd do it. I would. I totally dig the lighting in this hotel room. In this room, you've got these like really cool flower lamps. And then in all 3 of the main rooms, you've got this like cloud light, which I think is so cute. And then of course there's a good amount of natural light because there's a window both in here in the living area and in the bedroom. You've got your dark curtains here with a nice Lion King jungly print. There are your privacy curtains. And then let's take a gander at the view because I noticed something pretty exciting about it. So 1, you get to see the cool Lion King buildings facing the way I'm facing. And 2, that's Simba on Pride Rock, which might I just say he looks quite dashing, very kingly. I'm very proud of him. Great work, Simba. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. Well, I've never seen a king of beasts with quite so little hair. I just can't wait to be king. That's what he was singing. Oh, there he is. You did good, Simba. All right, of course, you've got your standard Disney flat screen TV in here. You've got this dresser unit that has regular USB ports, or regular power ports and USB ports, remote, enhanced cleaning measures, little guide to Disney World, and then dresser with a good amount of space. You've got 2 longer drawers, and then 2 regular sized drawers here, making for a good amount of storage space. And there's a lot of storage space in this hotel room. So including underbed space on the pull-out beds and everything like that, if you were going to leave them down the whole time. So lots of storage space. Here you've got the first of 2 extra pillows. So with 3 different beds in here, there are 2 pillows set aside for each of the Murphy bed and the sofa bed. There are 4 pillows for the master bed, and then there's another extra 2 pillows. So you're looking at 8 pillows total for the 3 beds in this room. These multi-purpose stools totally just have like almost all of the lyrics to Hakuna Matata, and I just can't wait to be king on them, so, you know. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Did you know Simba was voiced by Ferris Bueller? How does that make you feel? You probably didn't know that, but still, I think about that a lot. All right, before we head into the master, let's check out the first of the two bathrooms. So you've got your kind of standard, regular bathroom room. There's a vanity, single sink, hairdryer, lots of hand towels, extra towels, and things like that. Tissues, trash can, this cool leafy mirror, very circular, great work. And of course, this really neat, like leafy light up here. The door to the toilet room does have a full-length mirror, and then you have probably the best shower curtain I've ever seen in my entire life of Pumbaa and Timon taking a bath. And I didn't know that I wanted to take a shower with Pumbaa and Timon, but I definitely do. So they look, I don't know what Timon is cleaning himself with, but you know what? It's getting the job done. Speaking of the shower, so opening the door, you've got sort of a regular shower head. It's wider, got more streams of water coming out of it. You have a soap dish and things like that for if you have bar soap that you want to use. And then the standard Disney refillable toiletries. The best part about the shower is, of course, this hardcore, it's the circle of life sunrise that's happening here. Very iconic, very relaxing for a shower, what is that, facade? Shower facade? I don't know what I was trying to say there. Sanad is not a word. Okay, before we head into check out, you know, bed science with Quincy. Before we get to that portion of the room tour, let's head into the master and take a look. So the master is definitely my favorite space. You've literally got Zazu on the wall, and all I can think about is that part where Zazu is like, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, doodly-doo, big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. And that's going to be stuck in my head, and I'm going to dream about it. And then another big window, same curtains as before, and a slightly better view of Simba. I will say I kind of wish we were on that side so Simba was looking at us, but I think a tree might block our view on that side. So we're in good shape here. We're in good shape. You've got two more side table units in here. I will note all of these side table units have pretty long drawers. They are pretty deep, I guess would be the right word. Lots of storage space there. Speaking of storage, these side tables do have these sort of cubby holes, and the under bed space is pretty copious here. This is your biggest point of under bed space, but the amount of space and storage space in this room I think would be plenty for 6 people. And then you've got 6 pillows on the bed. 2 of those I think are to be moved onto the Murphy bed just like in a regular value. And the door in here, there is kind of this little storage space. You've got a luggage rack, some more hangers, iron and ironing board, another extra pillow and blanket, that's the 8th pillow, as well as 2 extra blankets. And then you've got the safe here. Like other safes in Disney World, this one is self-programmable. You program it, you set it. Pretty easy. There is another full-size Disney flat screen TV in here, which means kiddos and parents, you guys can watch different things, which I know is a saving grace when you just can't watch Frozen 2 even one more time, and that's all the kids want to watch. Same dresser unit as out there, same. It's a lot of space. When you get in here, everything that the light touches or doesn't touch is yours. As Mufasa would say. All right, final bathroom. We have another vanity that's pretty similar to the one in the other bathroom. Same mirror, same light. Lots of hand towels. One of the sort of detail mirrors here. Wait, hello. Got a hairdryer and trash can in here, as well as another tissue box. Plenty of towels again, and if you do run out of towels, you can always request more. The same can be said for toilet paper, paper towels, and things like that. Just give the front desk a call. Toilet, of course, and then the nicest shower I've ever seen in a value room. This glass door walk-in shower with that Circle of Life sunrise on it. Rolled up in the shower entryway is a bath mat for you to throw down. Then you've got, of course, the same shower head as the other room, the wider kind. A soap shelf. That sunrise, and those same reusable Disney toiletries. And the ever important full-length mirror so that you can watch me do this. Roar! Because we're in the Lion King room. All right, come on. I don't know how you wouldn't literally sing the Circle of Life every single second that you were in the shower here. Because, I mean, it's the circle of life, and it moves us all. My neighbors would hate me if I were saying, actually, they might hate me anyway. I'm singing a lot of Lion King songs, but I haven't heard anybody else singing. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, let's mantle. Is that the opposite of dismantle? The other beds. All right, she's coming down. Oh, this is not too difficult. I definitely wouldn't have a kid do it, but if you're a grown up, you shouldn't have any trouble as long as you have full mobility. And it's Simba. He looks like Kovu there. I wish it was Kovu. I mean, I like Simba plenty, but Simba taking a nap in some vines. I'm super glad this is Simba right here because I thought that it was just like secondary characters in this whole hotel room, but there's Simba. So everything's fine. I wish Nala was here. She is not. But, you know, she's out doing things. She's a busy woman. Busy lioness. All right, now that we have the Murphy bed set up, we're going to get the sofa bed set up so that we can appropriately do bed science. 3 types of bed. That's so much bed science to be done in this room. All right, so steps to setting up the sofa bed. You have to get these little footstool things out of the way. And then let's get the cushions off the couch. And we have the sofa bed ready to come out. You're going to want to use 2 hands for this. And definitely have a grown-up do this one because it's pretty heavy. But you're just going to lift the handles and walk straight back. Grab the pillows out of that little drawer I showed you earlier and voila! You've got your 3rd and final bed. Well, we've done it. We've got 3 beds, which means you know what time it is. Bed Science with Quincy. Lion King Bed Science with Quincy. All right. Let's start with the standard bedroom bed. Comfy. It's a comfy bed. Feels just like the beds that I had at the other Valley Resorts. Pretty plush. It's like it's like a moderate between a plush and a firm. And I think I'm going to get a good sleep on this, definitely. Definitely. And those are some classic Disney pillows next to me. Optimum head sinkage. All right, I'm up. I'm headed to the Murphy bed. Bed Science with Quincy. Okay, not as comfy as the main bed. Definitely firmer. Feels a little less like springy, but still pretty comfy. It feels like it's a thinner mattress overall, but I think if you're not like a super picky sleeper, you could still easily get a good night's sleep on this like trundle mattress. Plus, how can you not get a good night's sleep when you're sleeping under a sleeping Simba? Only monsters would be able to stay awake. All right, and finally, my hair, bed science. I'm moving to the sofa bed. I'm not gonna jump on this one because this is the thinnest mattress of all. It's also very low to the ground. I don't want to hurt myself, but I am going to fall. Ready? Okay. Definitely the thinnest mattress of all. It feels a little bit like... You can hear that. That's me hitting it. Not a thick mattress at all. This is where you want to stick the not picky kiddos if you've got them. I don't think this would be the most comfortable night's sleep. It's a Disney pull-out couch. It's a double bed. If someone were sharing it, it might get crowded if it's not 2 kiddos. So this is definitely the least comfortable bed in the room. That said, if I were tired enough after a theme park day, I could probably make it through the night. But if I'm going to pick from these 3 beds, I'm going to sleep in the bed for sure. I'm going to talk a little bit about pricing. So keep in mind that for any of these rates, if you have more than 2 adults in a room, it's going to be $10 per adult per night on top of the regular rates. But for a standard Little Mermaid room, you're going to pay about $190 to about $350, depending on the time of year you come. Rates do vary at Disney hotels, so you might see lower rates around value times and higher rates around days like the holidays. Then you've got if you get the general family suite, if you just book without picking a room, you're going to pay between $430 and $760. And then if you book a Lion King or Cars family suite, you're looking at $440 to $790. And finally, for the Finding Nemo family suites, the most expensive rooms here, you're looking at $470 to $830 per night, depending on when you come. I will say, with so much space in these rooms, paying $400 to $500 during value times is going to be a pretty good steal for this amount of space on Disney property. That's what you'd pay at a moderate or a deluxe for a standard hotel room. Again, so this is just a lot of space. 2 bathrooms, 3 beds, comfortably fits 6 people, a kitchenette. Lots going for these rooms, I'd say. Well, be prepared, because now that we've checked out the hotel room, it's time that we go and check out the rest of Pride Rock and the Savannah, and also the Finding Nemo, Cars, and Little Mermaid sections with a resort tour. Woo! Let's go! All right, so let's take a look at how this resort is laid out. So you have 10 different buildings. We're in building 10, which is right here. We are right next to the lobby, so we're in a pretty prime location. We're also right near the bus stops, so we've got a good spot. But this is the Lion King section. Over here are the standard Little Mermaid rooms. Then there are the Finding Nemo rooms, and the Cars section is over here. So also you can see that this is a Skyliner resort. We will of course be taking the Skyliner in the morning, and this is a 1.3 mile running trail that goes all the way around Hourglass Lake and over to Pop Century. So that's what we're looking at today. Do you feel prepared?
Yeah!
Great. So as you can see, Art of Animation is themed after a few animated Disney films. There are nearly 2,000 family suites and then 864 standard rooms in the Little Mermaid section. So lots to do. So I think we're going to start our tour by checking out Animation Hall, which is the lobby building. We did skip this on the way in because I used the mobile check-in, which meant I didn't have to go by the front desk. You can mobile check in at any time, and then they will text you and give you a notification when they have your room number and it's available on the day that you check in. But that doesn't mean that you have to skip the lobby, and it's a pretty cool lobby, so if you want to check in physically, you get to check out a pretty neat space. Let's head out front to check out where you'll be arriving if you're dropped off by Rideshare or the Magical Express coming from the airport. Also, look at the amazing concept art on the walls. I could look at this all day because it's early designs of Disney characters. Like, that looks like Nemo, that looks like an early design for Scar. Man, I bet that's Ursula. Can you imagine if these characters ended up looking like this? Well, Ariel looks pretty close to that, I would say. So this Porte Cochere is where you'll arrive if you're coming from the Magical Express, or if you need to come and drop your bags with Bell Services when you get here. That, of course, Bell Services is a great amenity to use if you happen to have early check-in and you can't get your room, because early check-ins are available, but on a limited basis. Check-in at this resort is at 3 p.m., just like it is at all the other Disney World Resort hotels. You can request an early check-in, but it is limited. I know for me, my room today was ready at about 1:45, so I did get to check in a little bit early, but that's not always the case. You can request it, it's not guaranteed. So check-in's at 3 p.m. The other great thing about Art of Animation is they're playing some sweet tunes from those movies. I've of course already heard Life is a Highway, so again, I'm living large in here. I actually do think that Art of Animation is one of the more Disney resorts because it's actually based on Disney movies. So a lot of resorts have Disney touches, but you can't really say that they have full Disney movie themes, and this one certainly does. So if you're looking for a magical experience and not wanting to pay super top dollar, I do think this is something to consider, especially if you're a Disney movie lover, which I think if you're headed to Disney World, you just might be. I love this chandelier. It's super interesting just on its own, and then it's got, I mean, more concept art on it. I could look at this concept art all day and all night. It looks so neat. So also in the lobby, you will find the Pixel and Play Arcade, which just reopened. Arcades were closed due to the global health crisis here at Disney World, but look, people are back in there having fun again. And the arcade here is sizable for a hotel arcade, so that's pretty neat. You'll also find a business center. This is actually the first value resort to offer a business center. So before we head back outside, let's head here into the Ink and Paint shop. Ink and Paint might sound familiar because that is a common term used when talking about Disney animation. Like some of the other values, the Ink and Paint shop is just outside of the main dining location, or the only dining location besides the pool bar, Landscape of Flavors, which is where we'll be having dinner and breakfast. But the shop has pretty much everything you could want while you're here. It's got lots of Disney merchandise that you can find in the park. Ears if you forgot them, rain jackets if you need them, things like that. Since there are suites at this resort, you'll also notice a few more options for alcohol as well as snacks, which helps to keep those mini fridges stocked while you're here. If you happen to be dining in your room at any point, that can be helpful. Food-wise here at Art of Animation, you're not going to see quite as wide of a selection as you might see at a DVC resort where they've got full villas for DVC members, but I do see bagels and big water bottles and things like that to help keep your room stocked again. I might grab a big water bottle so I'm not stuck drinking sink water later. And then, of course, we love an essential shelf, sunscreen, Moleskine, medicine, all the goods. All right, let's head back outside and get exploring. So the lobby does open right up to the Finding Nemo section. And something that you'll see as you're walking out is actually the largest pool on Disney World property outside of the water parks. It is the Big Blue Pool. And of course, it's Finding Nemo themed. You can even see Nemo and Marlin across the way there. But this is an amazing pool for families, and it is huge. When you check into a resort, I always recommend checking out that recreation board, because if you do have time at the resort, you can probably catch a movie or maybe do Mickey tie-dye for an upcharge. And sometimes there are even some special ones depending on the resort. Here, let's see, what's playing tonight for Movie Under the Stars? The Princess Diaries. That might be what I am doing later. I love that movie. Of course, it's called Art of Animation for a reason. You will notice more of those like concept drawings on the outside of many of the buildings, but there are also some larger than life icons from some of your favorite Disney movies, which are just a joy to look at. And I see one up ahead. Dude, it's Crush.
Hey, no hurling on the shell, dude, okay? Just waxed it.
The outside of the buildings by the Big Blue Pool have all these fish on them who just look wide-eyed and surprised. The third section of the kind of Finding Nemo recreation area is this cute little reef playground with slides, and there's Squirt. I was super wondering where he was when I saw Crush. Is it weird for me to say I feel like I'm underwater? Because I do. It's a great work. We're gonna see the Big Blue, the Big Blue, the Big Blue. We're checking out the Big Blue Pool in the deep sea. It's Mr. Ray, Nemo's teacher. Hey, bud. Molly's favorite character. Hello, Bruce. Fish are friends, not food. There are 3 pools at this resort. The Big Blue Pool is definitely the feature pool, but all 3 of the pools do have laundry services just nearby. The Big Blue Pool, during the summertime, busier times, you can get hair wraps, henna, airbrush tattoos, which is super neat. It's also the location of the pool bar, which I think I might stop in for a little bit of a snack. So the drop-off pool bar has pool drinks, as well as a few lighter snacks and things like that. Good place to stop in if you're having a pool day. All right, so here at the drop-off, I went with one of their specialty cocktails, which is the Fish Tank, aptly named for the Finding Nemo themed pool. It is Svedka vodka, Malibu coconut rum, blue curacao, Sprite, and sour mix. And then on the bottom, you can actually spot some Swedish fish, because what's a fish tank without fish? It also sometimes comes with nerds, but they were out today, so no nerds in my drink for me. This spot also does have a couple meal options and a few snacks. I wanted a pretzel with cheese. Unfortunately, they were out, so I'm just gonna hold off until dinner, which is coming up for me soon. So, in the meantime, let's try out the fish tank. I'm gonna stir so I don't get a straight sip of blue curacao, and then I'm going in. Okay, that doesn't really taste like I was expecting. Very sweet pool drink, very refreshing. Has a lot of candy flavors. I don't know if that's the Swedish fish soaking into it or it's just the way the alcohol mixes together, but we're on the sweet side. I can definitely taste the alcohols. This isn't one that's tricky.
Perfect. Give me 2 of them.
I can taste that I'm drinking an alcoholic drink. I will say, this would be an awesome choice if I was going to be sitting by the pool for the day. I would probably only have one of these. It's, again, very sweet. I can feel the burn a little bit, so I might want to go for something a little bit lighter, easier to drink a little later, but I mean, you can't. How do you sit next to a Finding Nemo pool and not drink a drink called the Fish Tank? You don't. It's very good. All right, nice little break has been had. So let's check out more of the resort. I'm, if you can't tell, headed into the Cars section, which Cars is probably the movie that I have the least connection to at this resort. However, look how cute this is. I love this. I can already see sculptures of some of my favorite characters from Cars, and I do know that this resort has more sculptures than any other, but wow, this is kind of magical. So I'm definitely a kid at heart, and something I've noticed as I've been exploring my room and exploring this resort is that this place feels super, super fun and magical to be at. Hi, Doc. And I think that that is definitely going to be true of a lot of kiddos. So, I mean, my guess would be that kids might love this resort more than anything. I mean, I'm walking on a little road from Cars. There are signs from Mater, Talk Like Mater's Voices, and up there I can literally see Tow Mater's. That's how you enter one of the buildings. This is adorable. If you have a kid who loves Cars, who loves The Little Mermaid or Finding Nemo or The Lion King, this resort really might be worth going up to that family suite just because the theming is so spectacular. So one of the buildings over here, the entrance is Luigi's Casa della Tires. The other is Tow Mater Towing and Salvage, with Mater out front. I love Mater. This Cozy Cone Motel entrance, if you head through that building, through the lobby building, you head to Cozy Cone Pool, which is super cute and of course themed after Cozy Cone Motel from Cars. It's got these adorable little cabanas that are traffic cones, and of course a sweet little pool. So definitely a good option whether you're staying in the Cars section or not. And the final entrance to a Cars building is the Wheelwell Motel, where you can, of course, see Lightning McQueen himself and Portia. And might I just say, ka-chow! Here we are in the center of Hourglass Lake on the Generation Gap Bridge, which was what it was originally supposed to be called, and I think might still be called that, but we're coming up on the Skyliner Station. This Skyliner Station is, of course, shared with Disney's Pop Century Resort, but you can take the Skyliner from here to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, Disney's Riviera Resort, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Epcot. So, lots of places to go. I, of course, love a ride on the Skyliner, and the Skyliner Station is a big perk to these value resorts. We'll see in the morning how long those lines get for Disney's Hollywood Studios, because I think we're going to go have a nice Star Wars-y, Toy Story-landy, old Hollywood-y day over there. All right, on our walk, we are passing out of the Lion King section and into another seafaring section. A little bit different from the last one because this is not the Finding Nemo section, it's the Little Mermaid section. So the Little Mermaid section is the only section of this hotel that has external hallways, and that is because this was the building that was originally built as an extension of the Pop Century Resort Hotel, so it's a lot more similar to Pop Century than it is to the rest of Art of Animation. Still, it is heavily themed after the Little Mermaid, just like the other areas are to their respective movies, and that means that we're going to see some pretty interesting artifacts from the movie, I think. Might be unsurprising, but I did have a major crush on Prince Eric as a child because I had red hair, Ursula had red, not Ursula, whoa! I had red hair, Ariel had red hair, so why wouldn't I love this handsome fella?
He loves me.
Of course, here he is in statue form, and we all know what happened to statue Prince Eric. King Triton got a little, whoo. I can tell you one thing. Molly would hate this right now. Oh yeah. But we recently did a scavenger hunt at the Skyliner Resorts where Molly was teamed up with Melissa, and she did see that they have similar fingernails, so perhaps Molly is turning into her sworn enemy Ursula. I think Ursula looks amazing here. You look great, lady. The photo ops at this resort are super awesome. One of my favorite things is when these larger-than-life sculptures are looking down at you to help make your pictures even better. Like King Triton, there he is, looking proud. Under the sea. Under the sea. Darling, it's better. Take it away, Sebastian. Not today? That's fine. And of course, Ariel herself, in mermaid form, looking beautiful as always. Now I want to watch The Little Mermaid. I'm gonna have to watch so many movies tonight because this resort is so cool. It just makes me want to watch Disney movies. So I guess I'm watching Cars, Finding Nemo, The Little Mermaid, and The Lion King. And I just won't sleep. Alright, I am headed out of the Little Mermaid section and back into the Lion King section so we can explore our home section of the resort. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and mobile order my dinner because I'm getting super hungry. So I'm mobile ordering. To mobile order, you can just go into the My Disney Experience app, you select order food, and then you select the location you'd like to order from. If you've got location services on, it should pop up with the locations that are near you, whether you're at a resort or in the parks. I'm ordering from Landscape of Flavors, which is the only full dining location here at Art of Animation. And I think we're going to get a pretty tasty meal. I'm excited to give it a try later, or soon when we get over there. So I will tap I'm here, prepare my order once we make it. But in the meantime, let's explore the Lion King area. You can see some seriously iconic characters here in the Lion King section. And they're only slightly larger than life. Like here is Scar, of course. And then there is the elephant graveyard play area. There's Banzai, Shinzi, and Ed. Looking through, you can see young Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa walking along a log, just like in The Lion King. It means no worries for the rest of your days. This is that part where it's like, ah. And the main centerpiece of the Lion King section is, of course, Pride Rock with adult Simba on it. This is our view from our room, so we got pretty lucky, I think, with things to look at. There are rooms that look out on the parking lots, but most of them do tend to look out towards the common areas. So Landscape of Flavors is the only full dining location here at Art of Animation. Right now, it's usually open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and they do serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can head here for all of your meals. Again, it's going to be more food court type options. So nothing super gourmet. If that's what you're looking for, you're going to want to head somewhere in the parks or maybe in Disney Springs. But you can certainly check out some of your options here. The theming at Landscape of Flavors is more of that sort of concept art theming, except focused on landscapes. So this, for instance, is the Lion King room where I'm seeing a lot of deserty, savanna landscapes. This might not come as a surprise, but there are 4 sections to the dining room in here, and they are themed to the same floor films that you see around the resort. So we saw the Lion King section, here is the Cars section, and you can see a lot of the concept art from the Cars landscape in here. This is a super cool light. It looks like you're looking up in Ariel's grotto, and Molly actually told me about a really neat hidden Mickey right there. Mickey is on a portrait in Ariel's grotto. How cool is that? Wow. Wow. Can I hang this in my house? How much do you think they want for it? All right, my order is ready. I just got the message, so I'm gonna head over and pick it up. All right, time to eat dinner. So I got the chicken parmesan pasta, which is penne pasta with a choice of marinara or Alfredo. I went marinara. Finished with a breaded chicken breast and topped with provolone with a breadstick. So I'm excited about that. I went with the pasta because I have already had a super slice piece of pizza when I reviewed All-Star Movies, and I had the burger when I reviewed Pop Century. So if you want to check out those classics, they have those here, but you can check out my other resort tours to get the reviews. I also went for the Mermaid Tail Cupcake, which of course is themed to the Little Mermaid. And that is a vanilla cupcake filled with pineapple and topped with coconut buttercream, white chocolate mermaid tail, graham cracker crumbs, crispy pearls, and glitter. So that looks amazing. Of course, it's dessert. I did get some Parmesan and crushed red pepper, and maybe I did get 2 packs of each because I can't be stopped. And what is pasta without Parmesan? All right, time to try it out. I'm going in first with just a plain pasta and marinara bite. Tastes pretty good. It is penne pasta, canned marinara sauce. The pasta is cooked well, it's al dente. So I can't complain. It's definitely not anything special. I could make this at home probably in about as much time it took me to order and wait for it to be ready. But it's definitely doing the job. Let's see how it is with the chicken. All right, I got a big bite of the chicken here with the provolone on top. That's definitely some Disney food court fried chicken. And honestly, it's really good. I actually had pretty low expectations for this dish, but this might be the best thing that I've had at one of these value resort food courts. Pasta is pretty hard to mess up, and they've done a nice job with this. I could definitely make this at home. It is nothing special, but it is hitting the spot. I think I would get this even if I wasn't starving, which usually when I eat at these food courts, I'm like, I'd have to be starving to get this, but then I'd like it. This is pretty good. I would definitely not go out of my way to eat this, but if I'm staying at Art of Animation, then a pasta dish seems pretty good. Let's try out the breadstick. Certainly not the best breadstick I've had. Olive Garden's breadsticks are better, but I'm gonna dunk this in marinara. I'm sure it's gonna be delicious after that. It's bread. It's food court bread. It kind of tastes like a generic Disney roll. So if you like bread, if you like pasta, if you like fried chicken, this will probably hit the spot. I would skip it if you don't like any of those components because it's certainly not anything to write home about. But it is something that would get me through the day. It's something that I would order if I happened to be here, and I think I would enjoy, even though food court food usually isn't my jam. So, pretty good job. I do feel bad for eating Ariel's tail, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Time to try the mermaid tail cupcake. This is really good. I can definitely taste the coconut buttercream. It's not my favorite Disney cupcake I've ever had, but it's super fun, it's super cute, very mermaidy, and who doesn't love mermaidy treats? This cupcake has some seriously tropical flavors. That said, it's also on the sweeter side. I actually have had full-out chocolate cupcakes that are less sweet than this cupcake, but it's got glitter on top, it's beautiful, and this is kids sweet. If you've got a mermaid-loving kiddo, this dessert will probably make their night. All right, I'm done with my dinner. I have my leftover cupcake here in this bag. Pro tip, if you don't typically finish a portion in one sitting, I recommend ordering your food with your to-go selected instead of dine-in. That way you go ahead and get bags, you go ahead and get lids for things, so that if you do have to take it back to your room, you can do it without any issue. So as we walk back to my room, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about whether or not this resort is worth it. So staying here, you do get the classic Disney World Resort perks. You get that free transportation, you get a little bit of a bump to your advanced dining reservations, and when they come back, your fast pass window as well. Right now, a lot of perks are not really around. Early park entry will become a thing this year, but we haven't seen it happen yet. When that does happen, staying at a Disney resort will net you a 30-minute early entry into the park of your choosing each day, as long as you have that park pass reservation. But otherwise, honestly, free transportation is kind of the best perk you can get right now. When it comes to the pros at this resort, you have the Skyliner, a super fun theme, Hey Simba, and of course it's a pretty good value for the space that you get. An easy walk to Disney's Pop Century Resort if you want to do some exploring. And you've got those family suites, which are just one of the coolest, most unique rooms that you can find on Disney World property, and they're not super, super expensive. Cons-wise, this resort does have a lot of folks staying at it. There are a lot of rooms that can make for crowded transportation, and it might be on the noisy side. So something to be aware of. You might not have as easy of a time napping, especially if you're in one of those sections with a pool. Overall, you're looking at having access to the Skyliner, and if you're paying for those family suites, you're looking at a lot of bang for your buck. Still, if you have fewer than 6 people, you're going to be paying the same thing that you might pay at a moderate or deluxe resort to get those family suite rooms. So if you're looking for a more budget option and you have fewer than 6 people, you're going to want to look at a regular value resort. It really does depend on your family and what you're looking for out of your Disney World accommodations. All right, I am back home sweet home in my Lion King room. I am super tired. Resort touring really takes it out of you. I'm going to try to find one of those Disney movies that I super want to watch on TV. And then tomorrow, we're going to check out the Skyliner, grab some breakfast, see a little bit more of the resort. I'm excited for that, but first, I got to continue bed science and hit the hay. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is bright and early, and we are going to head out, check out some of the transportation, grab some breakfast, and then right around opening, make our way over to Disney's Hollywood Studios. We're not rope dropping today. We're going to check out the transportation at one of the more peak busy times. Not that rope drop isn't busy, but we've done that before. So I'm excited. I'm ready to start the day. Let's go. I slept pretty good. I obviously slept on the main bed. and I got a good night's sleep. I will say I think this hotel is a little bit quieter than some of the other values. That said, there is sort of a point in the night around like 9 or 10 where everyone is putting their spare beds out, so it's just like furniture moving noise. Definitely something to be aware of, not necessarily the kind of thing you have to deal with everywhere. But I still had a good night's sleep. That bed was comfy. I feel refreshed. Disney pillows cradled my head. I'm happy. Alright, it is just about 7 a.m. and I certainly see buses arriving for Disney's Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom both open at 8 a.m. today. Let's check out how crowded those buses are. Oof. It's the Magic Kingdom line. Pretty good line down here for Animal Kingdom as well. In my experience, that size of a crowd will not fit on this first bus, especially with the social distancing guidelines that are still in place on many modes of transportation. So if you want to make sure that you're on one of the first buses to rope drop Disney's Animal Kingdom or Disney's Magic Kingdom, you're going to want to get to the bus stop prior to 7 a.m. I would say to be super safe 30 minutes prior. These lines do pop up quick though. You'd probably be okay 15 minutes prior. So today we're going to check out how long you'll wait and how long it will take to take the Skyliner to Disney's Hollywood Studios around the time that that park opens. If you want to see what it's like to rope drop Disney's Hollywood Studios, you can watch my Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort tour. I've also rope dropped Epcot from Disney's Pop Century Resort at that tour, so you can definitely see a lot of different Skyliner routes. We've also done a transportation race with the Skyliner, so we're working on gathering the intel so you know exactly what kind of lines you'll be dealing with when. So this is interesting. Typically when I've been here, bus service has not been available to and from Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios, but it looks like with high demand and limited capacities, it is an option right now since the Skyliner waits get so long. Neat. All right, it is 7:15, which is almost a full 2 hours ahead of the opening of Disney's Hollywood Studios. They're not even running the test flights yet. Skyliner line is still immobile, and yet there's already a pretty notable line out here. Now again, last time I stopped in, they were letting people on the Skyliner right around 7:33. So these folks still have a 15-minute wait here just to be one of the first people on the Skyliner. Now, since this station does share between 2 resort hotels and 2 pretty large resort hotels, the line can get rather long rather quick. Right now it's already wrapped sort of around on the Pop Century side. That said, it does move pretty quick once those Skyliners get going. It would not surprise me if we're still waiting in a bit of a line when we come to get on the Skyliner between 8:30 and 9. I am going to keep monitoring transportation wait times this morning so that you can know what you expect when you decide you want to head out to the parks. But I'm also going to grab some breakfast because they have some pretty neat waffles here. Yeah, I said it, neat waffles. Alright, as I stroll back up through the Finding Nemo section, I am going to go ahead and place a mobile order for my breakfast so that hopefully it can be ready when I get up there. While I wait for my mobile order to be ready, I'm just going to step back outside to check out the bus lines. They look pretty lengthy, can already tell.
And they have
Woo! Oh boy. Typically, I do see that they dispatch a lot of buses to the value resorts just because they do tend to have more folks waiting in line to head to the parks in the morning since they're bigger resorts. Right now there are 3 Magic Kingdom buses here that they are loading all simultaneously, and that will probably get through that super lengthy line. So hopefully you're not in for too long of a wait, but just keep in mind buses do come at a minimum every 20 minutes. So it's possible that you could be waiting a little bit of extra time in the morning. A 4th Magic Kingdom bus just pulled up. So they know that the people are trying to get there. 7:15 a.m. and it's already a madhouse out here. So I've been thinking a lot about which of the Art of Animation movies is my favorite, and it's a really tough one between The Lion King and Finding Nemo especially, but I think I'm gonna settle on Finding Nemo. But let me know in the comments which of the Art of Animation movies is your favorite. Finding Nemo, Cars, The Lion King, or The Little Mermaid. I'm super curious. I will say The Lion King and The Little Mermaid have two of my favorite Disney sequels. The Little Mermaid sequel with Melody is a jam, and The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. If The Lion King weren't so good, that movie would definitely be like better than the original, but The Lion King's just too good. That doesn't make any sense. If that The Lion King 2 is a really good movie, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Fall in love with Kobu and Kiara. It's a great film. Great music. All right, my mobile order got called. All right, breakfast acquired. So I got the character waffles this morning, which comes with bacon and sausage. You can also get a waffle platter that comes with bacon, sausage, and eggs, but I just wanted bacon and sausage. And then instead of Mickey waffles here, they have these character waffles that go with the theme of the resort. So there's a Simba waffle, a Flounder waffle, and a Cars Lightning McQueen waffle. So cute. I'm gonna eat all of those. They're adorable. Ready for that good syrup pour? Here she comes. Ooh. Ah. Wow. Sorry, Simba, Lightning, and Flounder. Gotta get on the sausage too. Alright, you can't tell anymore, but this was Simba's face. I'm gonna eat it. That's pretty good. If you like Mickey waffles, you will probably like these character waffles. I think that Mickey waffles are just a touch better because I think the shape of Mickey waffles lends itself to more fluffiness, or maybe it's just that it's scientifically proven that things shaped like Mickey taste better. But these are really good. I think they're super fun because they have to go with the resort, and they are certainly a great way to start the day. This is the right portion size as well because it's 3 waffles, which is perfect for me. I could eat this. Eating this whole thing won't be an issue for me, but I could probably also share it if I was gonna have a bigger lunch. Definitely good park fuel. It's hard to go wrong with a Disney Food Court breakfast because they do have that amazing waffle batter. Bacon time. I'm gonna put this whole piece of bacon in my mouth. That's the same Disney bacon you'll get pretty much anywhere. It's not gonna be as good as bacon you make at home on the stove, and it is somehow both not crispy enough or chewy enough. I'm a chewy bacon kind of person. Still, the flavor is bacon, and so if you like bacon flavor, you're probably gonna like this. Just keep in mind that it's not gonna be probably exactly how you like bacon, or the bacon that you usually love and cherish. It's you know, mass bacon, heat lamp bacon. It's still good though. It's still warm, it's still tasty. Time for my favorite part, breakfast sausage. About the same quality as the bacon, but I like breakfast sausage more, so I like this a little bit more than the bacon. I'm sure it could go the other way if you're more of a bacon person. I will say that for me, especially with this kind of more large quantity breakfast meat, overall this is a hearty breakfast. I think with eggs, it would be like the whole total package. That's the waffle bounty platter, which you can get at I think all the value food courts and a lot of other places as well. But this is good for me. I would say that if you have a little bit lower of an appetite in the morning, you might want to go for just the character waffles or just the Mickey waffles instead of the whole bounty platter. I have a low appetite in the morning, so this has been the right portion. All right, I am going to head to my room to pack up my stuff in just a minute here, but first I wanted to swing by transportation again and see how it's looking. It is about 8 a.m. now, so Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom are officially open. We're an hours out from the opening of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Epcot, of course, doesn't open until 11. It is still pretty busy out here from the Magic Kingdom front. Looks like there are 2 Magic Kingdom buses here at this time. So they are moving people through. And I can see that the Animal Kingdom line is almost completely empty. So it's certainly still busy. Again, if you want to be one of those first few people on the buses, if you don't want to wait, I do recommend getting to the bus stop prior to 7 a.m. so you can be on one of those first few buses. here's something to know. If you do see that they are running buses to Disney's Hollywood Studios and you do not want to go through the wait on the Skyliner, there is not a single soul out here headed to Hollywood Studios right now. So that is certainly something to keep in mind, especially when we take a look at just how long it takes me to get out there. All right, we are coming up on 8:45, so we're about to start hitting probably the busiest time for the Skyliner when it comes to getting to Disney's Hollywood Studios. I'm super interested to see how long it takes to get over there. But first, I'm gonna drop my stuff off at my car. Checkout is automatic at 11 a.m., so you'll get your bill emailed to you, and as long as it's correct, you can just leave whenever you're ready. If you don't have your car with you and you are headed to the park, you can always drop your stuff off with Bell Services. But I'm gonna be able to take mine to my car, and then I'm gonna head to Hollywood Studios. All right, we are in prime travel time to head to Disney's Hollywood Studios for the group that's not rope dropping but still trying to get there right around opening. And it looks to me like the line is a lot shorter than it was this morning. So I actually have a theory that waiting to go to Hollywood Studios might mean lower travel times than rope dropping right now, when that isn't technically the case with places like Magic Kingdom and such. Another thing to keep in mind is that Skyliner lines have been really long because they were previously loading only one party per cabin, and that has since changed. So that's going to make lines move a good bit faster, which is good news because it did take me an hour to get from this station to Epcot when I last traveled. So hopefully it's a shorter route today. All right, and I stepped off the Skyliner at Disney's Hollywood Studios at 9:22. So even with that 8-minute wait at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, it was still only about a 20-minute trip, which is vastly different from what I saw when I rope dropped and also from what I've been seeing with wait times before they started loading more than one party per Skyliner. So pretty easy trip over here, I'd say. And I made it to Hollywood Studios. All right, that just about does it for our tour of Disney's Art of Animation Resort. I hope you had a great time following along. I certainly had so much fun. If you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any videos. You can follow us on social media at allearsnet, and make sure you comment to let me know where you'd like to see me go next. I've had an awesome time today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you real soon. Bye! Want more All Ears videos? Click here. And want to subscribe? You can do that right here. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you real soon.